What's up, everyone? Tony Pizza Guy here. We're doing Facebook Friday again. That is where I take your questions and answer them on this. If you're not following me on Facebook, make sure you follow me. Link is in the description. Facebook.com/TonyPizzaGuy. You can add me. You can subscribe on Facebook if you don't want to be my friend or whatever you want to do. But let's get into the questions. First one says, why ask my questions? Never get answered, so why bother? Well, the thing is, I can't answer every single Facebook question because I get a ton. So if your question isn't answered, make sure you ask it next Friday because I do it every week. And I tend to pick the questions that are more personal than they are wrestling. I mean, I do have some wrestling questions in here, and some of them are very good, but I do like to answer the ones that are more unwrestling related. That's a tip for you if you want to get your question answered. So keep sending in those questions, and I will pick the best ones, and that's how we're going to go for it. Are you still doing universe videos? Because I really like watching those. Yes, I actually am still doing the universe mode videos. The thing is, I just kind of lost the train of focus on it, but we're going to get back on track. We're actually going to do one today. It's coming up later tonight, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But we're going to try and get universe mode back on track. Went to SmackDown taping this week, so I kind of got off track with all my video schedules, but we're going to get back on it, and we'll make sure we get universe mode back to where it's supposed to be. When did you first start watching wrestling? Now, I've answered this before, but I think I'll do a second stab at it. I can't really remember the first thing I've ever seen about wrestling. I know I was a lot younger when my friends really were into wrestling, but I wasn't. And then the big moment that I remember is when Kane came out and Paul Bearer came out, and they learned that Kane burned down his family. That's the one thing that I always remember. I don't know why. It might not even be the first moment. But that was a big moment that I sticks out in my mind as far as when I first started watching. And then it always goes to the video games. I played the video games, and then that helped me get into wrestling even more. So it has to do with the wrestling video games, plus Kane burning down his house, burning his family, that kind of thing. Have you participated in any lotteries, scratches, draw games, etc.? Actually, you know what? I used to go to the casino a lot, but I haven't gone in a long time. I haven't had any extra money to go out and do that. The last thing I did was I played Keno. Ended up winning like $64 or something like that. That was the last thing I did. I don't really play any scratches. I don't really do any Powerball, stuff like that. But when it comes to Keno, I like playing Keno. It's just one of those fun things to do. Casino, I try to stay away from because that takes way too much of my money. But if I won, maybe I'd go. Who would you pick to win Money in the Bank? I would have to say somebody like Wade Barrett, maybe even Randy Orton or Sheamus. I feel like those guys would benefit most from Money in the Bank. I don't really have a sole pick, but I'd say guys that need it are like Wade Barrett, Randy Orton, Sheamus. Those kind of guys should win Money in the Bank. If you had to choose any current wrestler to end Undertaker's streak, who would it be? I wouldn't actually end Undertaker's streak. I think he should go undefeated, but I think some of the guys that they could go against the Undertaker that would be fun would be The Rock or John Cena. I think John Cena would be perfect because it's Super Cena, and everybody says nobody can defeat the streak, but John Cena's the one guy I think that would fit in perfectly to go against the Undertaker's streak. Who were you a fan of the most? The Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, or Edge and Christian? That's a really good question. I did have an Edge and Christian Reek of Awesomeness shirt. That was a freaking awesome shirt. I don't know. It's a tough thing. I'd probably say the Hardy Boys because they were entertaining, but then the Dudley Boys were great too, and so were Edge and Christian. It's such a tough call on all three of those tag teams because they were making tag team wrestling so innovative, and if we go back to those days of tag team wrestling, that was awesome. Dudley Boys were fun with the tables. Hardy Boys were awesome with the ladders. And then Edge and Christian doing the concerto. It's too hard to call. The Spirit Squad or the Corporation? This is an easy one. I'm going to have to go with Corporation. And even better than the Corporation was the Corporate Ministry, which I still say is one of my favorite factions of all time. Maybe even better than the NWO, but that's another day for another discussion. The Spirit Squad was awesome, though. I love the Spirit Squad. I think they should have kept around for a lot longer. I think that those guys together made it work, even though it was a really crappy gimmick. Those guys just made it work. They went against DX and had some awesome matches. I thought it was fun. I thought the Corporation was awesome. I thought the Spirit Squad was awesome. but obviously you got to go with the corporation. PS4 or Xbox One, and why? Now, I'm not going to be a fanboy here, go, oh, well, this one's better than this one. But from what I've seen, after the current reveals, both reveals, it looks like PlayStation is focusing more on the hardcore gamers, whereas the Xbox is focusing on an all-around entertainment console. I'm more for the hardcore gaming. I really am looking forward to the PlayStation. It's got a lot of awesome things. It's got the share button. It has the touchpad on the controller. Whereas the Xbox looks kind of like the Xbox 360 new controller. But still, I don't know. I'm going to wait till E3. I'm going to wait till we hear all the big things coming out about the consoles to officially pick one. But based off of what I know now, the knowledge that I know of the consoles, I'm going to have to say I'm more excited for the PS4 if they support the console, if they go for the hardcore gamer, and if they just have an overall better experience. That's what it's all about. Xbox Live is an awesome thing they have right now. It's easy to go from one game to the next with a party with friends. It's just a very, very easy experience, and if they carry that over into the Xbox One, it'll be nice. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. But if the PS4 has an awesome online system and they keep supporting their console and they go after the hardcore market, they have really good exclusives, I gotta go with the PS4. Honestly, I'll probably end up buying both consoles, so my argument saying one is better than the other isn't gonna matter because I'll end up getting both, and then based off of what games and what my friends play, that's what I'm going to go for. If all my friends are on the PS4, I'll probably go for the PS4. If all my friends are on the Xbox One, I'll go for the Xbox One. That's just how it works. That's how it works because you don't want to play games by yourself. You want to play with your friends, and that's how it's going to go. I want to thank you guys for sending in your questions. We'll have Facebook Friday next Friday. Hit that like button if you enjoy this. Keep asking your questions, and follow me on Facebook if you don't. Tony Pizza Guy, brag out.